Welcome. In today's episode, we're going to show you how to build affordable and very easy to assemble patio furniture that everyone can do. Stick around.
Hello friends, welcome to another episode of the Urban Homesteading channel with me, Professor DIY, Elpida behind the camera, and Mrs. DIY. So today we're going to build some furniture for the outdoors, patio furniture, right? Or furniture for the outdoors. And we are going to build it using 2x4s because 2x4s are cheap.
Relatively speaking.
Well, compared to, let's say, walnut or
Yeah.
other woods. So we're going to start this episode like we always start by a trip to our local big box store to procure some wood that we hopefully calculated correctly. So in today's episode, we're going to show you step by step how to build for under $20 using only 2x4s and a table saw and a miter saw this wonderful outdoor chair. Here in our patio, the project of today, as we said, is going to be this chair that will enhance our living experience. And I'm going to sit here for the next few hours and enjoy the breeze, right? It feels beautiful. Actually, that feels really good. Like many of our weekend project days, we start with a visit to Lowe's. We have nothing against Home Depot. We just have a Lowe's closer to us, right? I mean, that's the main reason. And most certainly we are not sponsored by Lowe's. We spend our hard-earned money there. And we're here to buy some lumber and some screws, right?
Right into the car park.
So that's the
You've
plan.
entered the
For
car
this
park to your
project,
destination.
we want reasonably good-looking lumber, right?
Yes.
So we will probably spend a little time. Hopefully they have enough of a selection that we can choose what we want.
I should probably go down
Yes,
to the lumber.
I was wondering why you turned here.
Because I did.
Arrive.
Arrived.
We're here. Excellent. Thank you, Siri.
And here in North Carolina, pedestrians have the right of way. So you have to wait for them,
And they barely ever even look for traffic.
right? Because they have the right of way.
Yeah, but that still doesn't mean you shouldn't look.
Well, in any case, we are here. We're going to go inside and we are going to meet you there. And here Elpida is looking at every board and rejecting more, it looks like, most of them right now.
This is like the best one I've found so far. These two are just maybes.
2 maybes, 1 yes. So this process will take us a little bit as we predicted, right?
Yeah.
And once we are done, we are going to get back with you. If we calculate it correctly, we will need 7 2x4s.
For what?
And if we, for our chair,
One chair.
1 chair, yeah.
Okay.
We'll only build 1 today. We're going to build another one offline. And if we measure, if we count correctly, if our arithmetic is not wrong, there should be 7 of these here.
Yep.
We actually only needed 6 at the cost of well under $25.
So step 1 is very repetitive. We need to do 14 cuts to remove the roundovers. So
Okay.
we're going to set up the saw and our stops to
And,
do
as,
that.
and do an assembly line
Yeah.
for all of these. Okay. Cool.
So today we're going to use 6 2x4s, and for a cost of about $20, we're going to build this chair that goes out in your patio and will enhance your summer living. Stick around. You're still my favorite viewer, and this is going to be a fantastic episode. So this is our basic setup. We just use a 2x4 now to know where we're going to put our support. And all we're going to do, as always, we have the blade poking a little bit over the wood, and then we're going to retract the wood all the way. Retract the wood all the way.
Retract.
And we're going to move the fence So it will just take a blade with.
Bring it forward.
No, you're moving the fence. Okay, you need to lock it.
Oh yes, I will reach forward across
Well,
the whole saw.
This is DIY doing something else right now, so it's just me and Lupita.
We're one person down, but Mrs. DIY will be back soon.
Right. So this is a repetitive thing. We're going to do one side on all of them, and then we're going to flip them, reset the saw, we'll do the other side.
Right.
Moving the round over from 2x4s, 3x4s, 4x6s, any type of dimensional lumber will make the product to look like a more finished project, and literally most people will not even realize you use dimensional lumber. It is unbelievable. You can almost immediately see here how much that piece of wood looks more finished, and after you sand it, it will look like 10 times more expensive, 10 times more elegant. Always remove the round over.
So as you can see now, we've taken the round over. And again, as we said, we're going to do that in all 7 boards. And that will give us our base material, right?
Yeah.
The rest of it will be 90 degree cuts. It's a new measurement, 40 degree.
40 degrees, random. Okay. All right, so we've done the first side of all 7 of our boards. We set this guide up so that it is perfectly in line with the blade and keeps that straight. Now to do the second side of each one of the boards, because we know that guide is set up already correctly, we're going to put the board in place. You need to flip it. Oh, no, you're right. You're right.
And all you have to do is now lock it on this position because
Yep.
you know that works well, right?
Yep. So the fence came in just that basically blade's width to now perfectly align that to come in and take off that second side. And now we
Okay.
can do that 7 more times.
Yay! So we finished all 7 pieces, 14 cuts. And definitely having a device like this is very helpful. Especially if you work by yourself. It is always better to work with 2 people at least when you are working with boards this long, right? And doing this operation. But definitely with something like this, it's more doable because it keeps your piece in the correct orientation, the correct distance from
Right.
the board. It doesn't allow it to.
It's a nice guide to keep your board in place.
Right. So we're going to put the blade down. The rest of the cuts are all 40 degree. 40.
40, you're stuck on 40 today, man. It's a 90-degree cut that we
All
can
of them are
do.
90 degree cuts. So we are going to set up this to become our miter station next.
Uh-huh.
So now we'll start cutting the pieces to assemble the chair. And we have decided how high our armrest will be, how high our seat will be. That can be personalized to you, right? So we need to cut 34, was it?
For the top. Yep.
34 pieces.
Top and bottom.
Okay. So we'll start with those.
Okay.
And like we always do, we're going to cut the first, and then we're going to use that to cut the remaining 3.
Okay.
So once again, we're using our clamps that we really enjoy.
Corner clamps, yep.
And we start assembling the 2 sides. So with 2 sides, a back and a seat.
And so we've done some pilot holes to hopefully minimize any splitting, minimize or prevent any splitting. This is very well lined up. Give us nice clean joints. And for these we have 4-inch screws because we're going through 2x4s. Nice.
And 2 screws are plenty on that, Now we're going to put the clamp on the other side. It's not a
Yeah.
bad so
No, it's
it doesn't
not.
stay.
There has to be a clamp or some screws.
Did you cut
And then
that?
obviously we'll do the other side as well.
The reason we do
Right.
it this way so we don't bend our backs,
Right.
We go
We're-
straight forward, we put that on the floor, we do the other one.
Yeah, so we're trying to minimize the stress to our backs right now. But this is essentially going to create not a square, because the sides are not equal, but we will have a frame
All
there.
we did
So all we did is turn it over so we can do the other side. And we're going to do it the same way. We're going to use the square or eyeball. The clamps or eyeball? Okay. Let's use the clamps and we're going to then repeat the process to make the other side, right?
Right.
We're ready to work on the last corner, and are we having a problem? Did we make a mistake with our cuts? Actually not. This is where we're taking all any imperfections that the boards have, right? Even though we try to get the best boards we could find, this last one is the one we have to spend even more time with the corner to make sure everything is aligned correctly. And you will never know that it needs a little bit of pressure out.
Right. So I spent a lot of time trying to find the straightest boards that we could, but these are 2x4s that are used for framing, so they are going to have a little bit of curve to them, regardless of how much you try. So that's what we're going to straighten out here, right?
Yep, like we always do. We have no plan on this. We have not drawn schematics. We have an idea in our mind and we're working on it. We've built the sides and now we're working and we're spending some time checking things and see where we want them. We build 2-story sticks, and we are going to put what is going to support in essence our seat.
Yep.
So this will be our next step. So we have the main structure of the chair ready. This is where going to be our seat, and we're going to put slats across it for our cushion to go. And then the last piece we're going to have to assemble will be the back, right?
Okay.
So now we're going to start working on the slats.
And how are we making those?
So we mark the length we want, and we're going to rip in half 2x4s that we already have from
Okay.
the store, and those are going to be our slats.
Okay, so the width is going to be from here on this outer edge to this outer
Right.
edge. And for us, that's 24 inches. And we're using the 2x4s, but because we don't want another full thickness, we're actually going to rip those in half to create a half thickness to create our supporting
And we'll make
slats.
the chair a little lighter.
Yeah.
Cross-cutting is an operation that the table saw excels at. It is probably the best tool to do this, but it can also be done with a bandsaw, depending on what you have available to you. However, bandsaws are not very common in many home wood shops. The table saw makes cross-cutting fairly simple and easy. And as you can see here, we are making the boards about half, so we take each one of those boards and make 2 out of them. And that will allow us to maintain the strength we want, while at the same time we reduce the weight of the chair. After all, it is a chair. We want to be able to move it around every now and then. We do not want it extremely heavy. A little bit of sanding, you will never know that this came out of the same board. So cross-cutting and ripping are the 2 basic cuts that you're going to do in any shop. What we show you here again is ripping a board, making this thinner than what it was before. Fortunately, we had some issues with tripping one of our breakers, not the main breaker of the house, but the breaker that the 2 devices are attached. And the 2 devices I'm talking about is actually our vacuum and our table saw. And you will see here I'm getting a little frustrated because the saw stops quite frequently. We found out that our saw was fine, but our vacuum was really full, and also the filter was very dirty, and it was drawing too much amps, enough to trip the circuit breaker. When a circuit breaker trips, there is a reason for that, so find the reason. We clean the vacuum and we clean the filter, and we continue without any further issues. So always check what causes the problem, don't just ignore it. This took a little bit of time, but in the end it made really good cross cuts, and we're able to use all the pieces without any difficulty. So if you have a table saw, this is going to be a great thing to do.
The simplest way to do the back is to go straight from the outside of the chair to pieces that will be our backing. And because this is 3.5 inches wide, we want to go a little deeper in the wood, so we don't have to use 10-inch screws, right? Mm-hmm. So what we use, this is a great use for the pocket drill, even though those are not going to be pocket screws. This will simply allow the screws to be reset, right?
Right.
So this is an easy way, even if you do not have fastener bits, but we do, and we cannot find them. And as you see, the screw disappears. Right?
But we know it's in there.
You know it's in there. But easy. Excellent.
And the orientation that you're seeing right now is this chair is on its side. So that's actually the back.
And
Yeah.
the last one, because we're screws here, we're going to use pocket holes.
Okay.
Only for the last one.
Which will be the top one on the back.
This is our project for today. Of course, the chair needs to be finished and sanded, but the construction is done. We will not have time to show you this episode, but we've shown you finishing many times and will be the same thing we always do. Are you planning to paint it white or what are you planning?
No, it's going to be stained.
The same stain you always use?
Yeah.
But that goes outside.
Big surprise.
No, different. Different stain. This is probably the simplest way I could have thought of making this project. What do you think, ladies?
Yeah. It's very sturdy.
Oh, it is
And I
very
know the
sturdy.
arms look really high right now, but we have a little bit over 5-inch cushion to put there, and it's going to be perfect. We tested it out.
And you can put those higher or lower. I mean, you can move the whole seat anywhere you want, right?
Yeah.
So this is where your DIY comes. Mrs. DIY is a little shorter than me. So we kind of build it for Mrs. DIY, right?
Well, yeah, but you can always stretch your legs out.
Hardest part? Taking the roundovers off. Well, took a
That
long
wasn't
time.
the hardest. It was the longest period of time.
And Peter, what was the hardest part?
Agreeing on the dimensions.
I don't have
Yeah,
it.
the dimensions were, we had an idea of the dimensions, and then when we started cutting pieces of wood, it was, we needed to change our plan a little bit.
We re-idea. So we just don't like the front, the way it looks, right? So we're going to put a trim piece to finish the look.
Okay.
And for a trim piece, we're going to use one of the pieces we actually ripped
Yeah,
to
we had it
size.
left over from the slats for the
And
seat.
in essence, that's what it is. It's a piece of slat. And it's going to go up front and it will perfectly finish the chair, right?
Yep. It's gonna look great.
Excellent. Well, we hope you enjoyed this episode. And if you did, we'll appreciate a thumbs up. If you didn't, hit the other button twice. Share, like, subscribe, and let us know, do you want more episodes like this in our channel? From Professor DIY, Mrs. DIY, and Elpida, let's build something together.